All right. Hey, I'm so freaking excited for tonight's Zoom. I messaged Kelly a couple weeks back and I was like, I need you to be on my team Zoom. And she was like, okay, cool. And I'm just so appreciative that she's willing to do this. But I just know that so many people on here have heard her story and have seen the mountains that she's moved in her business. And I just know that Kelly's going to give us these things that we need to really make 2021 the year that changes everything for us. So, Kelly, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. If you want to go ahead and just start by sharing a little bit about your story, where you were before It Works, and kind of your journey with us so far.
Yeah. Hi, you guys. I'm excited to be here with y'all. So on December 27th will be my 6th year with the business. And initially when I got started, I saw two of my friends posting on social media at the time about the body wraps, because that was what we led with. And I was like, uh-oh, they got tricked. I was like, uh-oh, what did they do? They got tricked. What is this thing they're posting about? Hi, Vanessa. And so that my friend Stacy reached out and asked me, about the business. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, you don't want me on your team. I, can never do something like that. I would not be good at it. It just wouldn't be for me. And so I went to her wrap party and I became a customer, like a good friend that I am. She was pushing to go, I think Emerald or Diamond at the time. I think it was Emerald. And so anyway, and then our husband started talking and her husband asked my husband, and then my husband asked me and was like, hey, maybe you should give this a shot. And so here I am. And this business has completely changed our lives. It has allowed us to give more than we used to make in a year, and to save. And my husband and I are both home full time with our 3 little girls. And, this last year we put our girls in private school, and we've paid for our trucks in cash. And I just go, we were paycheck to paycheck in full-time ministry before this business, and nothing extra. And now because of this business, we're able to give and do and save and live differently. And I just never in a million trillion years would have ever imagined that this would be me sitting here, but here we are. And I just go, hey, this can work for anyone that wants it to work for you. It absolutely can work for you. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunity and thankful to be here with y'all tonight.
Yeah, it's really cool. But what the thing that I love about this business is that it doesn't matter where you came from or where you are or whatever is going on in your life, is if you decide that you want this to work for you, it can. And the really fun part of this business comes after you're beyond paying your bills, like you're making more than that. And when you're able to give more than you used to make, it is insane how that feels on your heart. So we got a ton of different questions for you. I'm going to just kind of like pop all the way around. So the first one someone said was, what do you know now that you wish you would have known when you started?
Well, a lot of things. The very first thing that comes to mind is if I could go back and tell myself when I started, just quit being so afraid. I was so nervous. I mean, like I posted maybe once a week. I was so scared. I don't know. Normally I'm not the person that is like so concerned about, what people think, or I don't know. I was just really nervous. I really was. I was afraid people would get irritated, not want to be my friend anymore. Or I don't know. I was just afraid people would think I was an idiot or weird, or I don't know. But if I could go back and say, the faster you get over being afraid, the faster this all works for you. And I think what's funny is that when we start our businesses, or even, anytime in the journey, is that you can get paralyzed by fear of this not working out. What if this doesn't work for me? What if this doesn't, pan out? What if it works for some people and it doesn't work for everybody? Or what if it works for everybody else except for me? And you're so caught up in this fear thing. But if you would just get past the fear faster, you would actually start getting somewhere. And now I know fear is just a feeling and it's not a real thing. And now I know that if I just push past the way I feel, it works out every single time. And it really does work for anyone that's willing to push past the way you feel. Just like doing TikTok. I just started TikTok. Let's see, this is December. So the beginning of October. And I didn't know anything about TikTok. I don't know what the heck I was doing, but I've signed like 80 something distributors from TikTok in the last two months, almost 2.5 months, whatever. And I had no idea what I was doing. But I was like, okay, if I just quit worrying about not knowing what I'm doing, and I just quit worrying about all these things I feel or think, or how it's not going to work for me, if I just start doing them, I'm going to figure this out. Just like we figured out Instagram, just like we figured out Facebook and Host to Post. You know what I mean? It's just another thing. If you're just willing to keep putting the next right foot forward and keep figuring it out, it does work for you.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh my gosh, so good. I was reading a book today by Joel Osteen. He was talking about how fear is similar to fog, that it looks like this massive, scary thing that's just everywhere. But he said if you went just a couple feet up, you would notice that it was just a very thin layer, but it looks like it's encompassing you and you can't move when really it's this tiny little thing and that it could all fit in a tiny little cup. So let's see. The next question that somebody asked was, how do you get your new distributors enrolling right away and really seeing the vision for what this can do for them?
So there's a couple things to that. If you can get somebody on a face-to-face call, so like either through Facebook Messenger or on FaceTime or through Zoom or something like that. If you can get to somebody face to face, all of a sudden it takes you from complete strangers to friends. Like that instantly. And I have like an outline that I can send you, Courtney, of how the conversation goes when I get on the phone with somebody for the first time. And it's pretty basic. But a lot of times people avoid getting on the phone because they're afraid they're not going to know what to say or not know what to do, or it's going to be awkward. And so I made a little outline of basically how all my phone conversations go. But if I can get them to see me face to face, for example, all these TikTok people, obviously we're super duper strangers. Like they're not even following me on social media. We have no, understanding of who each other are. And I got on the phone with this girl. I asked her if she could do a FaceTime or whatever. We talked maybe 20 minutes and she was like a bump on a log. Like, I was like, so do you have any questions? Trying to get her to connect emotionally was like super hard. And I was like, well, this was a waste of both of our time. Like, I don't even think she wanted to be on the phone with me. And at this point, now she's wasted my time. I don't want to be on the phone with her if she didn't want to be on the phone with me. You know what I mean? And 2 days later, she comes back and she goes, okay, I have my 10 host to posts up. I've got 3 loyal customers and I'm in a conversation with somebody about becoming a distributor. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, you do what now? Or did you mean like, okay, wait, we need to take a look at your e-suite. Did you sign somebody up as a loyal customer? Did you even know what you were doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like she came back and I was like, okay, excuse me. And I said, well, wait, so I was trying to be sensitive, right? And trying to not be overly shocked so that it didn't like offend her. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay. And she goes, well, I just did what you said on the phone. You told me to add to my network and to start doing host to post. And I mean, we provide everything. So in the meantime, posts are being provided for her, but she's just not saying anything back in the message groups. It's like a bump on a log, and I'm like, okay, well, okay, maybe she's just not going to do anything. And she's just going to be one of those ones. The girl's like doing all these things. I've already added 300 friends on Facebook. And I got my host to post giveaway up and I'm starting to, talk to people and this is fun. And I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, you mean you want to do something? Oh, okay. And now she's on like 9 loyal customers and I'm like trying to go, okay, now we need some distributors. We need to go this way. And you know what I mean? But all because we got on the phone. And so the whole reason why I'm saying this explanation, y'all, it's Taco Tuesday and I just had some dang spicy tacos and they are burning my throat like a good fire and I'm drinking this seltzer water and I'm like, wow, now we're some hot tacos. So not every time do you get on the phone is it going to be like, well, that was the funnest thing in life, the funnest thing in my whole business, right? Sometimes it's going to be like, you don't know that it's doing anything for you, like in this case. Now, sometimes I can get on the phone And we have such a good time. An hour could go by and we're just having such a good time. I'm not going to end it. I mean, they're having fun. I'm having fun. It's fine, right? I mean, typically though, you want it to be 20 minutes or so and then hop off so that you're getting on the phone with the next person, and you don't do it all the time. It's like, I mean, I've only ever talked to these people one time on the phone. So it's not like all the time, but if I can do it in the first like 3 to 4 days of them getting started in their business, it increases the retention rate so that people are less likely to quit. Most people just quit because they're afraid or nervous or confused. They feel lost. Even if you're providing, literally, we provide everything under the sun, one-on-one, like help all day long, everything, you know what I mean? And yet still they feel lost. And so getting them on the phone kind of alleviates that. And then we go right into, we're getting their first post up on the very first day they sign up. Okay, I don't want to go through all this hullabaloo telling you to do all these different 500 steps and everything. Nuh-uh. I want you putting up a post first so that people are responding and you're excited now because you have people interested. By day 3, if they're not getting traction and we've posted a couple times, we're moving on to host to post. And then usually somewhere, that 3, 4, 5 day mark is where I'm trying to go, hey, do you have a day that we could talk for like maybe just 20 minutes? I want to show you some stuff, answer any questions. And really the whole reason I'm getting on the phone is just so that they're not afraid anymore. Because every Wednesday night I do a new distributor training. Every Wednesday night it's live, every single Wednesday for the last, 2.5 years. Every Wednesday I'm there live. I'm repeating myself the same exact thing every single Wednesday. And then they ask questions at the end. And so I'm kind of like trying to hit them from different angles. You got to think about, just like we're all different people, different color personalities. Also, your new distributors coming on board are going to absorb information differently. Some of them need to see it. Some of them just need to hear you say it. Some of them want you to walk them through. Some of them want you to have that emotional friendship connection. You know what I mean? Some of them are like, not just get out of my way, I got this. We like that, right? But just knowing that just as we're different, so are the people coming on board. So trying to cover all the different bases really helps launch people in a successful way.
Yeah, I love that. So many times, like, put a 1 in the chat if you've heard, oh, the best tip for new distributors to get on a FaceTime with them. Because you are hearing all of these top leaders say, hey, this is the best way. Hey, this is the best way. Let's start doing it. I started doing it. I've been asking. I said, hey, I think this best question that I don't remember who told me to ask it, but it's changed everything, is I'm asking my new distributors, hey, how do you learn best? How do you learn best? Because if they say, oh, I learned by watching videos, and then you send them this 4-page document, they're going to be like, I don't even know what I just read. So asking them how they learn best is key. Maybe they just want to talk it out. Maybe they want a voice message. Maybe they want a training, maybe, like whatever. Yeah, girl, I would not read it. There's no chance. I told a new distributor or a girl on my team who's working for, I don't know, a promotion. She was like, I feel like no one's doing training. I was like, girl, to this day, I did not do my new distributor training. Some people just won't, and they're going to figure it out on their own. I did YouTube. That's how I figured it out, because the training was something that didn't work for my head. So if you ask your people, hey, how are you going to learn best? That way you can make sure their new distributor training is tailored to them and not, oh, go watch a video if they can't understand that way. Cool. Okay, so I want to know, what are your favorite ways to do some self-development? Like, talk to someone who's either new in the business or new to self-development. Tell them, like, what are your favorite ways to do it and why it's important?
Favorite ways? I personally read books, like a physical book. And the reason why is because I mark all over them. I highlight, I write notes, because now, I mean, I've tried listening to Audible books, and if you listen to Audible, hey, that's awesome. I just can't pay attention. I'm like, I multitask way too much to absorb listening to something, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, unless I were driving in the car. If I were driving in the car, which I'm focused on driving and listening, I could do that. But if I'm going to be sitting here getting work done, I'm not going to hear a thing they're saying on there. So, I personally like to read books, and then I watch YouTube videos. That's how I learned, coming up, starting my business, was watching YouTube videos. So, I mean, I guess that'd be the two main ways I go about it, is reading books, watching YouTube, that kind of thing.
Are there any specific books that you feel like really changed the game for you?
Yes, I'm going to show you these right here. So these are my main go-tos as I'm like teaching my team, as I am doing anything, I refer back to this stack of books. This is called Draw the Circle by Mark Batterson. Okay. So this one is business and spiritual, like the Lord and the business. The Power of Layered Leadership. Cammie told me to read this book by Bob Goshen. It's fan-stinkin-tastic and it's super skinny. So you're going to feel real accomplished when you get this all finished. I like skinny books because I'm like, damn, I read a whole book. Look at me.
That's how I felt with Right Now for Success. I was like, I read that in one sitting. I killed it.
Yep. The Success Commandments or the Hollywood Commandments. It's the same book. Build to Last. This is, what does this guy do? Oh, shucks. He's in another company. I kind of want to say it's Beachbody, but I could be wrong. Build to Last. The Power Circle. I don't know about that one, Patty. Build to Last, The Success Commandments, The Power of Layered Leadership, Draw the Circle. Draw the Circle. Circle Maker is the book. Draw the Circle is the 40-day prayer challenge. So it's more, it is definitely different. I have not ever read The Circle Maker. I like this one. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
For everyone wondering, I'm typing these in the chat. So you can go grab them from there.
Mm-hmm. And The Dream Giver.
Oh, I love that book. So good.
I had a really poor money mindset coming into this business. I grew up poor. And so I didn't, I had a hate for money. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. Don't talk to me about dream boards. I don't want no dream board. I don't know. I'm goal driven, right? Well, it's unhealthy to have an obsession for money and a love for money. It's also unhealthy to have a hate for money. An extreme emotional tie, neither one is good for you. And I didn't realize that until I read this book. And I was like, oh, I got issues. Anyway, so that was really good for that.
I learned reading that book that I spent money the exact same way my parents did. Because my parents, I've always seen them like, whatever money you make, you spend every single penny because you never know when it's gone. And then as I was making more money with this company, I'm like, holy shoot, like I'm doing exactly what they're doing. Like, no wonder I don't have any money. So that book changed the game for me too. So, so good. So good. So everyone, those are in the chat. But I want to know, and this might be a hard question, but what was your biggest like aha moment in the company? Was it a Zoom? Every time I ask them that, they're like, I don't know. I've had like 7 billion of them. But was there anything that you can think of that was it like a feeling at conference or something that really just like flipped the way you thought?
Yes. I'm just trying to think. So the very first one that I can remember, like the very first like major one that I can remember, is my very first time going to conference. And it was smaller, in a smaller room, smaller building. Anyway, and all the millionaires went across the stage and I was like, what? That's what a millionaire looks like? Like, I was like, these people are just like me. Like they look like, I don't know. They look like normal people. They don't look fancy. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I guess I never imagined people being successful looking like me, like a normal person. So that sounds kind of funny, but I can remember watching them and going, well, maybe, I don't know. I never wanted to be a millionaire, but I mean, I don't know. They look like I do. That was very cool to me. And then let me see. I don't know. And I mean, yeah, there's lots of little ones, but that always stands out to me. And just seeing all those people and going, wait a minute, that normal people do this. Normal people win. That was cool to me.
Yeah, there's a reason why every single leader tells you to get to events of some sort, and it's because you will see somebody speaking that you can relate to. That you can say, "Hey, she's young like me. She's a mom like me. She's from Texas like me," or whatever. There's gonna be someone that you relate to that you're like, "Okay, maybe I can do this." Because a lot of times in this business, when we're first starting, we look at the like top 150 and we're like, "Oh my gosh, they're these magical unicorns that are so different than me." I always tell my team, I remember when I was first like actually working the business, and for whatever reason, I told myself that I had to be blonde to be successful. I don't know where that came from, but it was a really deep thought in my head. I tried to go blonde twice. It didn't work. It goes orange. My hair does not work blonde, but I tried because that's what how I thought. And then I was like, you know what? I don't remember who Rachel Jones. I saw her and I was like, she's not blonde. I can okay, I don't have to be blonde. But you never know what it's going to be that's going to flip your like your mind to say, okay, I can be who I am and still be successful. So I want you to, let's see, talk about how you pour belief into your team if you're struggling with your own self-belief. Somebody asked that I know this person and she's working towards a promotion, and she's not really like it's been a hard push from this one to the next one, and she's working on that belief. How does she still pour belief into her team about them getting after their promotions if she's struggling herself, if that makes sense?
I take from books. So those books that I told you, The Power of Layered Leadership, Build to Last. I would say those are two very business impacting books that are very skinny, and you should totally read them. And when I am having a hard time, I mean, it's different now than it was. I'm more resilient now, I guess. But when I was having a hard time, I would take these books out and I could read from them, and it would encourage me. And then when I'm encouraged, I give out. It's you're going to want to make sure that your cup is filled. It's not something that you can just go. You can't pour from an empty cup, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so if you're feeling dry or you're feeling discouraged or you're feeling worried or whatever, your cup needs to be overflowing with outside input coming in. You know what I mean? And then I would regurgitate what I heard. This encouraged me. Listen to this. This helped me. Listen to this. Here's what I heard here. Listen to this. Here's what I did here. Listen to this. And so it was filling up my cup and theirs. And it's a good indicator too. If you're feeling discouraged or you're feeling lost or you're feeling a certain way, you can assume that your team does too. So whatever helps you, you just turn and give, but you have to constantly be taking in so that you have something to keep giving out. You know what I'm saying? The other thing I would say, friend, is when it comes to belief, I mean, I don't know, my honest feeling is that I didn't believe I could do this until after I went ambassador. There wasn't like I'm going to kill this. I'm going to do this. I am this and I can do that. And let me put it all over my walls. And I'm going ambassador 20, whatever the year was, 19, 18, 19. I don't know what year it was. So I never believed I could. And that's the honest to goodness truth. If people would ask me, are you going ambassador? Are you doing this? Are you doing, I'd be like, please stop asking me because I'm freaking out and I need you to not ask me. That's not fun. Like, don't ask me. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I'm just going to keep working and keep going and keep doing. And I literally just kept doing the next right thing. What else can I do? Instead of looking at the goal and going, I've lost all of this. These people aren't working. These people aren't showing up. This isn't happening here. This isn't doing here. How am I ever going to do this? How is the wrong question? The correct question is what? What now? What next? Now what? And then what? Okay, I'm going to take out my charts. I'm going to give everybody their charts and I'm going to tell them what they need. Okay, and then what? I'm going to go live every single day and I'm going to teach my team what's working for me. Okay, and then what? Now what? Okay, I'm going to do self-development. I've never done it before. This is all the things that I did. I'm going to do self-development. I never did it before, but I'm going to do it every single day because I don't know what I need to get to where I want to go. So at this point, I need everything. I just need everything. You know what I mean? And so I did start doing self-development. Okay, and now what? Okay, now I'm going to do host to post. Okay, good. Now what? Okay, now I'm going to enroll. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so sometimes what happens is you're feeding your own fear, asking the wrong question. How? How am I going to do this? How am I ever going to, I got to rebuild this. I got to build that. I got to do this. How in the world am I ever going to, that ain't getting you nowhere. It's got to be what next? What next? Now what? And then what? Okay, good. You did everything you know to do. Now you're at a place where you can be creative. I did my hosted post. I did my 10 list. I did my adding to my network. I connected to my teams. I got on one-on-one calls. I did Zooms. I did weekly this and that. Okay, now creative time. Let's think outside the box. What's something you've never done before that you can do now? Now we're getting somewhere when you've got goals. But if you're getting stuck in fear and I don't know if I believe if I can do this and I'm not a mass enroller and I need a whole lot to get to my goals. And I'm saying, I feel that, felt it, and it happens all the time. Those feelings pop up for everybody. Okay. But the difference is I've gotten good at asking the right questions. Now, Kelly Brown, what are you going to do? Now what, Kelly Brown? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And belief, you don't have to have it. You don't have to believe. You have to do the job. You have to trust the Lord and do the job. That's it. Can you be kind to people? Can you work hard? Yeah, then you can do this. You just have to ask the right questions.
And what I want to challenge you, for anyone out here that's struggling, if you don't believe in yourself right now, you can still believe in God. You can still believe that He can fill the gaps that you don't think you can. So just know that if you're looking at promotion, it seems way too far. I went live on my team page about that today. It might be too far for you, but it's not too far for God. He can fill that gap, but you have to believe that He will. You have to trust that He's going to come through for you. So I want you to talk about how you prep your team when you feel like it's promotion time. Like, how do you get your people on board? Is there a specific way you do it? Anything at all? Or do you just kind of like run and hope they follow you? Talk to us about that.
I always explain it, think big, think small. So think big, go live to your team. Okay. Think big, communicate in message groups. Think big, go live on your personal page. Think big, like in big setting. Okay. Now think small, because promotions happen when you have people pushing for executive and Ruby. The fire starts from the bottom. So you do all the big communication and that is not enough. Okay. So don't just go, yeah, I communicate in my message groups and nobody responds. You know why? Because you're only thinking big and not thinking small. The money comes from the small. Yeah, feel me? The money comes from relationship, connection, connecting to people. The promotions happen when you're in with the people. Let's look at your chart. What do you have? Okay, let's think together. What else can you do? What can you do? I'm helping them think, now what? Does that make sense? Not just me, because I can't do it by myself, right? I can do a lot on my own. And you have to do the lot, because what I used to get frustrated with is I would do my job and then I would pray and ask the Lord to bless it and nothing would happen. And I would go, okay, then why do you have me here if this isn't going to work? And I mean, I've said that to the Lord before because I got frustrated, and that's okay. We got a great relationship. Okay. And the answer was I wasn't doing enough. He's like, you have it. You can have ambassador. You can have whatever it is that you're wanting out of this. I brought you here to bless you, but you're not doing the job. It was my problem, not his. That's the honest truth. And as hard as I thought I was working, I wasn't doing all of the things. I wasn't doing self-development. I was not consistent. I was not getting in the dirt with the people. As much as I thought I was, I still wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And so when I'm pushing for promotion, we think big. I'm connecting on a big level. I'm connecting in message groups. I'm in team message groups. I'm going live. I'm sending videos. I'm covering the bases from the group setting. And then I'm thinking small. Take out your chart. Start at the bottom first. Who at the bottom of your chart can you get to go executive? Because when you're looking at a diamond chart, okay, if you have all of these people pushing for executive, every single one at the bottom, and this one here at the top, pushing for executive, do you know what this does? The biggest trouble that we have when hitting promotions is the overall GB, right? So while I don't need them to go executive for my chart to go diamond, I do need them contributing to the overall, and I'm thinking double diamond. because then I need these guys pushing for ruby, for double diamond. You're always looking at 2 charts at the same time, the one you're currently on and the one you're going to next. Now, if you have fallen backwards, which happens to everybody at this time of year, so there's no reason to be upset about that. It just does happen. Okay, so let's say you're back down at ruby. Girlfriend, you need your, okay, let's make sure you're maintaining ruby. Now you need your emerald chart out. Don't ignore it. Well, I just want to skip emerald and go diamond. It don't work like that. Okay, emerald chart out and then diamond chart out. Good, we ranked emerald. Okay, good. Now we want diamond chart out and double diamond chart out. And you're always starting from the bottom, communicating to these guys, who's going executive, who's working on ruby. Okay, now you come back up here and you work with these guys to help fill in the gaps. The leader heads, they help fill in the gaps, but you've got to be communicating small. Each one needs a chart with their name on it, every single one. And each one needs to know exactly what they need for their promotion, not for your goal, for their goal. When you're focused on them hitting their next step in the business, your overall goals happen.
So good. So good. Okay. So I want to know how you work with a distributor or how you help a distributor who has maybe been in for a little bit and they want to go ruby or they want to go executive or emerald, and they feel like they're doing all the things, but the enrollments aren't there. Like the enrollments aren't matching their work ethic. How do you help them to get their enrollments up and like help them promote instead of just like kind of in like a hamster wheel of working?
Yep. So this is a list here that you can copy if you want to and save in your notes. This is the not enrolling list that we use. Not enrolling, you got it. Let's go take a look at your Facebook. Okay, because number one, the first thing I do when somebody says they're not enrolling, I don't do anything except for go straight to their Facebook. I don't need you, don't tell me, because they're going to say, oh yeah, I've been posting. Oh yeah, I've been doing the bit. Oh yeah, I'm doing everything. And you go look at their wall and they posted one time or they posted a week ago. I'm like, sissy, you ain't even turning on your open sign. Don't nobody know you're open for business. Okay. So these are the things that I do. I go look at their wall. Are they posting only it works and nothing about their life and nobody's seeing it? What's happening with their algorithm? Do they have likes and comments on their posts? It's not because nobody don't like you, and it's not because nobody doesn't want your business and your products. It's because of the algorithm. No one's seeing what you're posting. It's never that people don't want what we have to offer. That's never the answer. Because if everybody else can enroll, then that's not the answer. So we take a look at their page first. Are they clicking the share button? Are they posting consistently good posts? What is their algorithm looking like? What does it show me with likes and comments? Okay, are they growing their network consistently? Fresh fish jump first. The new people coming in are going to sign up faster than the old 1,000 people you've had sitting around for forever thinking about it or not even seeing your post in the first place. Fresh fish also jump first because they're guaranteed to see your post because they're brand new friends in your network, and the algorithm is automatically going to show them everything you're posting. So sometimes you've got people sitting around in your friend list and they're not seeing it. No matter how hard you try, they're not seeing what you're doing. Not that they're not interested. Your next diamond could be sitting there, but they're not seeing what you're doing. Are they sticking to the scripts when they're messaging people, or are they messaging willy-nilly, like making up their own hullabaloo when they're messaging people, barfing information? Because there is a success that happens when they're using the right thing. You know what I mean? Are they following up with potentials, and are they doing host to post? If the answer is yes to all of those, they will enroll. And sure, there's other things you can do for your business, but if they're doing the bare minimum of each one of those things in a consistent basis, they will enroll. And so we always start with that list. I purge friends from my list every single day, Meg. Every day, if I see a negative thing go up on the newsfeed, bye. If I see profanity, cuss words, if I see inappropriate stuff, you know why? I'm not judging people, but there's a mindset that comes with people that put those things on their newsfeed, on their own. That's your billboard of your life on social media. Like, and you want to represent yourself with the F word and all these things. Oh, there's a mindset there that I don't have the energy to work through. So I remove them as friends. I remove people that, we're not getting anywhere in conversation after a while. You know, I'm going to send you something else. That kind of thing. So I'm getting rid of people all the time. Every time I do host a post, I get rid of people.
I love that you said that because I think a lot of people are afraid to remove friends. I know when I first started, I was afraid to unfriend people because I'm like, what if this is the next person that's going to join your team?
But remember, fresh fish jump first. You want the newer people that have never seen you before. They will sign up faster than the people that think about it for years. I don't need thinkers.
Yeah. And also, if this person is meant to join your business, I've had someone who I unfriended on accident. I don't remember unfriending them. She friended me and then joined. If they're meant to be in your business, they will be. And you have to trust that. Okay.
Yep. So here's something else you can copy and save in your notes as well. It's called I explain it as casting your net. I'm shedding. Casting your net for what you want in different ways daily. For instance, if you want distributors, like if you want to sign distributors, say it 3 times in the same day in different ways. The examples would be you post about distributors in your stories, like looking for people that want to do the business. You tell your story on your Facebook as a post. And then maybe a right hook post. You know, I'm looking for people that want to make an extra income at Christmas time, whatever. Okay, so a hard business driven post, tell your story and stick something in your stories. Now tomorrow, do it again. Okay, so tomorrow you might tell someone else's story on your team. You might make a post about where you're going in 2021. And then you might make a post that shows you working and drinking skinny coffee, but it shows you working the business. Okay, now the next day, do it again, 3 different ways. Just pick 3 on the list. Doesn't matter what 3. It could be the same 3 every day if you want to, but mix it up. You know what I mean? By day 4, you should have somebody messaging you, at least one person messaging you about the business or commenting. If your algorithm is working in the right way and people are actually seeing what you're doing, and you have new people coming into your network, and you choose 3 things on the list today, tomorrow, the next day, you're going to sign somebody as a distributor, or you're going to get potentials.
Yeah. You guys, so many times people think, oh, I've gotten rolling. And then I'm like, okay, well, you've posted once about being a distributor in the past 6 months. It's not like this instant result where just because you see Kellie or I post something and we got comments, that's because we're consistently posting about it all the dang time. There's a difference. It's not a magical post that one of us put up or that another top leader puts up that you're like, oh my God, this post got so many comments. If you've never posted about anything before, if you post it, you're not going to get the same result. It's the consistency day in and day out that's going to make it for you. So a lot of us have heard from Zooms that you took your husband's account from executive to presidential in 6.5 months. I know I confirmed that with you this morning. I was like, please tell me that was right. So I want to know, first off, I know something had to change inside of you, in your heart, in your mind. And after that, what changed in your business to make that happen? Because that's a massive jump from executive to presidential.
And then my account went from double to ambassador. So, but he became the presidential on the chart.
Crazy.
And I was terrified is the answer. I was motivated by fear. That's the honest truth. My story is not, you'll hear people say, oh yeah, I just got in there and I went to work and I was ready to go. And that was not me. I was like, if I don't get up and do something, and if I don't just get crazy on this and get like dead on relentless, just get crazy, do everything, this isn't going to happen. And my heart can't handle it anymore. So it was my 4th year in the business, and we had, some life happen on our team and in our personal lives. Just 2017 was a pretty crazy year. It's when Mark got cancer. I had one of my top leaders got cancer. We had a surprise baby. I had people losing family members. It was nothing that was like no drama. I don't have drama. We don't do drama. It was not drama. It was like life things that you can't control. And I mean, it was happening to all my leaders, everybody. And so business dwindled down. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because we had decided to bring my husband home. He was working 60+ hours a week, and we were paycheck to paycheck, getting by. And I was like, I can't do this. I've got 3 tiny kids now. you know what I mean? One of them being a very, very tiny person. And I was like, I can't do this all by myself, take care of all these kids, do the business, you be gone 60 something hours a week and like not home on the weekends. You know, I can't live, I can't do it. And so we decided to bring my husband home, and I was double diamond. My paycheck was $3,000 total between my account, his account, total $3,000. Y'all, after I tithe, I don't even know that we could cover our whole mortgage. And then there was nothing left. And that was our only income. But we had this moment. My mom always says, poop or get off the pot. She'll say, Kelly Brown, it's time you poop or get off the pot, meaning you get to it or you get out of the way. Somebody else has to go. Somebody else is ready to do it. Okay. And so I remember telling him in the kitchen, I was like, babe, I know this is going to sound dumb, but I was like, my mom's always said it's time to poop or get off the pot. And I was like, it's pooping time. And he was like, okay, let's do this. You know what I mean? So he was on tiny person duty, and I got my honey to work, and I was terrified, and I would be having like adrenaline rushes on the inside. And this might sound extreme, especially if you're new to the business. This is extreme. Okay. I get it. But I was like, the Lord did not bring me this far to leave me this far. Okay. And there's something that I'm missing, and it ain't him. It ain't him. It's Kelly Brown. So that's where I was like, okay, I'm terrified. I don't know how I'm going to do this, because I feel like I've been doing everything I know to do thus far. It's not like I'm going to do something new. Okay. I'm doing all that I know to do already. What else am I going to do that's going to be the magic thing that makes this happen? I'm going to work like my hair is on fire. I'm going to do everything I know to do, and then what? And I changed it from how to what. And that's exactly how I had to stop going, okay, look, this was my dream board. Does this look very pretty? I'm like, wow, isn't this awesome? I was like, no. If I focus on dreams, or I get up in the clouds and start thinking about what I want this to do for me, and I want that ain't helping me get nowhere. I'm scared. That's the honest truth. I'm scared. And I don't know what else to do. And I just got my hiney to work. We had coupon codes like we just had, these last couple months. In 2019, we had coupon codes, and I just was slinging them like hotcakes. I was like, anybody want to sign up as a distributor? You're welcome to come join my team. And then I was getting in there. And so what I did with Andrew's account, it was literally like, it wasn't like a big executive. He was like legit at 800 GV to 400 people. Okay. One girl wasn't working the business at all. She had signed up in June and then said, I just don't think this is for me, and didn't come back. But she was a qualified box. And the other girl signed maybe one loyal customer a month. And that was it. And I was like, this has to be 100,000 GV. How in the heck? I'm double diamond. I'm not even presidential myself. And you want me to make somebody else? But I couldn't think about it, because if I kept asking the how question, it was causing more fear and more frustration and more doubt and more pain than it was helping me. And at some point, you have to stop asking the question, how? And it has to become, what do I do next? Now what do I do? I did all that. Now what? I did all that. Now what? I did this. Now what? I started getting up 4:30 my time zone every single morning, because I'm on the West Coast. So a lot of my Zooms for my team happen on Central time zone. I was like, it's okay. I'm not going to miss it. Every morning, 4:30, I was there. I'm not missing. I'm going crazy. Like, I'm legit. I might burn out. That's fine. I will burn the wheels off the car, but I cannot not be Ambassador Diamond in 2019. It cannot not happen for me. My heart can't take it. I can't. And so it was just a deciding factor. When you'll hear people say, I just decided, man, that used to frustrate me, because I'm like, how many times I decided, and I'm over here working, and I'm over here doing. Deciding means you hold nothing back. Deciding means, it don't mean that all of a sudden the Lord bestowed upon me this giant belief of, we're going to do this and it's going to be incredible and we're going to kill it. I'm like, nah, it might kill me, but it's fine. I was like, die or die trying. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I didn't ask questions. I didn't need Zooms. I'm like, no, I don't have time for Zooms. I'm busy. I don't have time for, I don't need to ask nobody any questions. We already know. Here's the thing. If you have a daily 10 list that's printed in your eSuite and you print that out, the answer is you do that consistently every single day. Okay, I already got it done. Great. Do it a second time. Great. Now do it a third time. Now you're going to be popping with enrollment. And now you're talking VIP effort. You know what I mean? Now you're talking 6-figure income. It's what do you want? And you can go to work at a 9 to 5 and put in your effort. I was a great Starbucks supervisor. I loved that job. It paid me $13 an hour with very good health benefits. And I loved the people, but it was not going to help my family get out of debt. And it was not going to help us be able to give in the way we want to give and to do the things in life that we want to do. I'm not about materialistic things, but you know what? I do like giving, and you can't give if you don't have. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever your motivation is or whatever your why is, you've got to go, sis, don't just go back to a $10 an hour, whatever, or a $13 Starbucks. And that was including tips. So that 13 is not guaranteed. Okay. You know what I mean? Don't, $13 an hour ain't gonna, you're going to have credit card debt. You're going to have a mortgage. You're going to have car payments. And you know what? Who says we have to live with that stuff? That's society. We don't have to have credit cards. We don't have to have student loans and medical debt and mortgages and all. No, you don't have to. No, you don't. We don't have to. We get to choose. You get to choose. The abundant life is what the Lord intended for you, not just a getting by. Hopefully it's an okay kind of life. I want the best. I want the abundant. You know what I mean? And it was a deciding moment. You either decide to do this thing and get crazy on it or barely get by.
Oh my gosh. I got goosebumps like 47 million times during that. So many people in the chat were saying that they needed this because so many times everyone's like raising their hand. They're like, yes, that was me. I needed that. Because a lot of times in this part of the year, we're like, oh my God, we're in a slump. We can't do anything. No one's working, this and that and this and that. And no one's answering and this and just remember where we're going. And I needed it too. And I'm just like speechless. So this time of year that we're coming into, and honestly, it's boom season is here, you guys. Like we talked about this last week. Boom season is here. So talk to us, like for those people who have like, they've kind of just been like blah. Like 2020 was a rough year for everyone. Okay, like we all know, but they've just been blah with their business and just really unsure of what's possible and unsure of what they can really do and what they're made of. So just kind of talk to us a little bit about that, and then we'll end it after that. I promise I'll let you go.
No, you're great. No, you're great. Here's what I will say. If you're looking at your chart, no, okay, this is the time of year, everybody feels this way. Everybody feels like, what else can I do? Nobody's doing anything. Nobody wants this. Nobody's done it. I'm all by myself. Anybody felt that way? Now, I'm all by myself. Nobody's doing nothing. How am I going to get anywhere? We're going to lose everything. It's going backwards. I'm down to Ruby. I'm down to whatever. I used to be at this. Okay. Valid feelings, and it doesn't feel good, and I get it. You know what you can control is what you can do. You can control what you do. And I want to go double ambassador. That's my goal. Well, guess what? My 2.0 is double diamond. So I'm kind of back where I was the last time. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like going, okay, come on, guys. Okay, guys. Guys, you know what I mean? And they're just kind of, I enrolled this. I got one LC. I got one DT. I'm like, oh, Lord, help me, Father. What am I going to do? I started TikTok and I signed 80 distributors. I can only control what I can do. You can only control what you can do. You can encourage. You can remind people of Zooms in your message groups. If you're not communicating to your people, that's on you. But you're in control of what you can do. What you can't do is put the phone in somebody's hand and go type this, do that, want this, want more for you. Become a hustler. I can't make somebody become a hustler. I can just look for them and go, if you're a hustler, I can teach you. If you know how to work hard and you're not afraid of it, I will teach you how to do whatever you want to do with this business. But I can't make somebody want it, and neither can you. And so something that I have to remind a lot of people. And sometimes I got to remind myself, and you guys have probably heard this before, but it is easier to give birth than to raise the dead. None of us are the Lord. We cannot raise people from the dead. Okay. But you can't give birth. And so signing new distributors is what you want to be doing right now. New teammates. In fact, darn it, today's Tuesday. I had potentials to follow up with today that were ready to get started with the business. I started 2 days after Christmas. You know why? Because I got tired of saying no during the holidays and it did not feel good and I didn't like it. We couldn't travel home to see our family. We couldn't give Christmas presents. I had to pray for Christmas money to come in the mail so we could buy presents to give to our girls. I refuse to live like that. I'm not living like that. I'm not doing it. I don't have to. I refuse. That's why I started my business. I'm not looking to be rich, although that might happen. And I just have to trust that the Lord knows what he's doing. And I got to work on my money mindset. Evident. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But you can control what you can do. What you do. You can enroll. You can enroll distributors. You can enroll loyal customers. Okay. And if you're waiting around for somebody to come on your team to be a runner and, you know, take off and do this with you, they are not coming unless you sign them. They're not coming. There's nobody waiting to beat down your door to sign up on your team and build you a business. That ain't happening. So when I looked at Andrew's account and I'm like, all right, I got nothing and I need this to be a whole presidential. I just started signing distributors. And then I would tell them, think of 3. Hey, let's think of 3 people to do the business with you. Let's think of 3. You think of 3, you think of 3, and you think of 3. And they're like, okay, I thought of someone. Okay, awesome. We got 1. Okay. Every single one counts. You can't control what people are not doing right now. And listen, also, it's the Christmas week. Like it's the holiday week. So is everybody out there busting their tails right now? You know, 2-3 days before Christmas? No. Can you post consistently? Can you interact on your news feed and say Merry Christmas to people? Why? Because after Christmas, your algorithm is going to be so poppin' that as you post about your business and your products, those people are all going to see it. The algorithm is looser this week. Take advantage of that. Take advantage. You've got to look at this and go, these are the things I can't control. What can I do? In every aspect of the business, it's what can I do? I can't control this. What can I do? I could do this. I can't control what they're not doing. What can I do? I can sign a new distributor and teach them. And maybe they rise up and replace that entire leg that's not doing anything. You can't revive the dead. Don't worry about what so-and-so's not doing. Don't worry about your mass enroller that went silent. That happens. It's not for everybody. But I'm looking for who it is for and who I can teach to change their life like it's changed mine. You know what I'm saying? If it's too much for so-and-so, it's not going to be for this person. Let's talk to the new. Get connected to the new.
Yeah, so good. So I love that you were so transparent when you were like, when I decided that we were going president ambassador, like you got your butt up earlier. So many times people are like, I read in a book that a lot of people want the finish line, but don't want to go through the race. You don't want to do the work to get where you need to go. And it does take work, you guys. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to do more than you have been doing, but it's going to pay off. So real quick, Vanessa asked, do you have a specific routine on TikTok, like a number of posts a day, interaction, following any of that, or no?
You know, I was kind of doing like 2 life posts or 2 whatever posts and then 1 business, 2 whatever, and then 1 business, back and forth like that. Here's what I'll say about TikTok. To be honest with you, I feel like everybody feels like they have a handle on it and don't nobody got a handle on it. You know what I mean? Because I hear somebody say, oh, post first thing in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, and it always takes off. Then I hear somebody else say, post at midnight, and it takes off over here. Well, I say every time I post on Monday evening or Wednesday evening, it always took off. There's a handle on any of it. But that's kind of what I was trying to do, was 2 regular one business, and I do it till it blows up. And then if it blows up big enough, I have to slow down so I can catch up and get through all the people. And then I go back and get it blown up again. So it's not the same as like Facebook, you post every single day. I personally haven't been posting every single day on TikTok because I've had major blow up moments where I'm like, there's like 1,000 people waiting for me to message them. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I've been going about it. But I wanted to say too, 3 a day, Vanessa, 3 in the same day does help. Ashlyn asked about or mentioned about feeling like, is there a secret though? Like I hear what you're saying, but is there a secret? No. You know what, Ashlyn, me and my husband used to listen to the Show Me the Money call every Monday night when it used to be a call versus on Facebook. And we would cry listening to people's stories and we would go, wow, that's so awesome. And I would get so frustrated on the inside going, but what am I missing? I'm doing all the things I hear them saying that they're doing, and it's not translating into what I want it to do. And the secret that I was missing wasn't actually a secret. The answer was I needed to do more of the right things. So that is something that can feel very frustrating. If you are doing all the right things, you're doing the daily task list, you're doing host to post, you're getting up your good posts, and it's not doing anything for you, it's that you need to 10x your effort on the right things. And that's what I didn't know. I will never, ever forget the first time we heard on a Show Me the Money call, Courtney Lavey said, and she's an investor in case you don't know who that is. She said she was messaging 50 to 100 people every single day on Instagram, back when Instagram was more of a thing. And at the time, I was messaging consistently 30 people every single day. And I was signing people from it, 30 people every single day. And I missed maybe 2 days in the whole month. You know what I mean? And I was signing like 30 something loyal customers. And that's how I was building my business. And the first time I heard her say 50 to 100 people every single day she was messaging about the business, I was like, you mean to tell me the only thing I'm missing is that I needed to do more of what I was doing? I don't know why that never clicked for me to go do more. I was getting so mad going, I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing everything I hear. I'm listening to every Zoom and I'm taking notes. And I mean, I took notebooks of notes and I felt like I was working in circles. And the answer was do more of the right things. And that was a major, I guess, an aha that you were asking for. That was a big aha moment for me.
Yeah, I love that because a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm doing the hosted post or I'm doing the things, but you can't just do the bare minimum. Sometimes you just need to take it up a notch, and that's where you're going to see your business explode. So do you feel like there's anything else that you feel like God's like put on your heart that you want to share before we close?
I just, I don't know. I guess the biggest thing, even listening to the questions and reading your comments, is that I know exactly where a lot of you guys are at, where you feel. I feel the same things. Like, oh, time to give my dog her medicine. I feel the same thing. It's an alarm. My poor doggie, she's old. I feel the same things when I'm looking at my goals and I'm looking at where my 2.0 is at. It's the same feeling you have, like going, oh shoot. Oh man, I got a long way to go because I'm trying to do something real big. You know what I mean? And whatever your goal is right now for what you want, maybe you're just trying to go emerald. Maybe you're just trying to go diamond and you've been going around and around and around trying to just go diamond for forever. The answer is going to be 10xing your effort. That's it. If you've gone ruby, there's no reason why you can't go emerald. And then diamond, double diamond are back to back, just like that. They're not even that far from each other. And honestly, now triple diamond's not that far either. With it being 35,000 GV, it really isn't that bad. So like it's getting that hump to go ruby and then go emerald. You know what I mean? And all it is 10xing your effort. And what's funny is I'll find even now, I'll go, okay, let me take a look at what I'm doing. What am I actually getting done in a day? Oh, I'm not 10xing it. I'd get more if I would 10x it in this way. if I would do more in this area, if I did more host to post, instead of it being 5 up a day, maybe it's 10 up a day host to post, maybe it's 15 host to post up a day. Maybe it's that you need to get to 5,000 friends and you're only at 2,000 friends. Sis, if you grew 3,000 friends, you'd be popping host to post like crazy. You know what I mean? Maybe it's that you need to get rid of 2,000 friends so that you can add a new 2,000 friends to get to the 5,000 again and have a fresh network of people to work with. But it's 10xing your effort. And what I will say is at this point in the year, this season of the year, you're going to give your effort and feel like it's not translating into promoting, or you're going to feel like, well, I'm just treading water. I'm putting in all this effort and my BV is not going up. It's not going down maybe, but it's staying kind of the same, which is what my 2.0 has done this season. It hasn't gone backwards, but it hasn't gone forwards either. It's because I'm replacing. And this time of year is when you replace the people that have died down or died out. Okay. And then you start getting traction forward, building forward, but you've got to replace. So you've got to sign enough to replace and then sign to get ahead. So it might feel like you're treading water or maybe even gone backwards a little bit. It doesn't mean this doesn't work for you. So do not throw in the towel in December, the worst time to throw in the towel ever. You know what I mean? Throw in the towel in May after you've promoted 3 times. See if you want to throw in the towel then. You know, take a look at your account then, but don't do it in December, because you're quitting while everything is down. Doesn't make any sense. You haven't even seen what the next season can bring you. You know what I mean? And wherever you're at does not decide where you can go. You can quadruple promote, don't care what rank you are in the coming season. 10x your effort. Do the right things and then do more of them. This works for anyone that wants it. It's free for the taking.
Oh my gosh. So good. Thank you so much, times 1,000, for everything you've shared with us tonight. The chat is blowing up. My messenger is blowing up. So if you keep seeing me looking there, my messenger is going like this. And I'm just so thankful for you. So if you could close this out in prayer real quick, and then I will put this up on my YouTube tonight.
Okay. Lord, thank you for the opportunities to be together. Thank you, for the opportunities that we have to connect with each other, to get to encourage, to get to love on. I think the greatest thing that holds us back, in every area of life is fear. And I love that this business causes us to fight one of the enemy's greatest weapons against us. And so thank you for tonight, for the opportunity to fight fear together. And just pray you would bless everyone that was on here tonight, people that are still here, people that hopped off. Bless them, bless their homes, be with them during the holiday season, give them peace and joy, fill their hearts with your joy, Father, and give them hope and strength for the coming season. And just pray you'd be with them in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.